Fae Court fully assembled, Queen Ivy has been able to focus on improving Verdington Castle. There is still a lot to be done, but a steady transformation is taking place. Lady Morrigan's chamber has replaced the old study, and is outfitted with generous noble comforts. The upper floors have been revamped to accommodate alchemical mechanisms and other magical devices. The hero now has access to the Archer's Gauntlet, a special resource for training and succession. And the first floor is equipped with a new study, where fairies can stow away with books or take to art. Queen Ivy has also been turning her attention to an heiress for the Verdington throne. But it hasn't been easy. She has received a letter from Michael McCarthy, an elder fairy that's been rendered homeless. According to the letter, Queen Ivy owes a debt she must repay, and it concerns her late mother. There was a time in the Queen's childhood when her father attempted to become king of Dragon Valley. A young fairy protected Queen Thistle from her lover's efforts, and was promised something in return. That when her daughter came of age, he would father her first child.
Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque, and welcome back to the Sims 3 Fairy Amazon with the Verdington Fae Court. Before we begin, I want to say a very special welcome to my channel members. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it immensely. Huge welcome to Erin, our newest member. If you look down in the comments below, you should have a heart exclamation next to your name, which is so exciting, and you'll have access to our Vampire Amazon custom emotes, which you can use even on this series across all our videos, because I feel like somehow they're relevant to pretty much everything I do. But guys, we are starting off on a bit of an interesting note. So, the Queen is ready to have an heiress, and we have also received a letter from this mysterious older fairy from around town who doesn't seem to have a lot to his name, doesn't seem to have a lot of relationships around town going on. He's got no children, no partner, no nothing. But he has essentially brought to Queen Ivy a letter with her mother's kind of royal seal on it, relaying an incident that happened when Ivy was quite young. Now, the Verdington Queens have been following the lifestyle as much as possible for many generations, except for her grandmother, of course, of only having like one male partner per child, and you don't repeat partners, just like we're doing with the Amazons. But at some point, Ivy's father decided that, you know what, he wanted to be the king of Dragon Valley, and he tried to make that happen, but it was a time where we had kind of like mixed genders in the court, and a young fairy helped save her mother, or defend her mother, against the campaign that her father had going on. And that young fairy was Michael McCarthy, and the Queen promised Michael that in return for his loyalty, his service, and his protection, that when Ivy became ready to conceive, then he would father her first child. So this is where we are at 10:45 p.m. on a Friday, trying to get the Queen pregnant. Now she is... Let me go to the relationship panel. So this is Michael McCarthy. He looks like a flippin' ghost. He does look like a ghost. He is an elder fairy, friendly, family-oriented, flirty, so obviously this whole deal would have been very appealing to him as a family-oriented sim. But he is a romantic interest for her at this point in time, but I do feel bad for Queen Ivy because she is not attracted to him at all. Like, nada, nil, nothing. I did get her to consider his attractiveness, and she finds him a 1 out of a 10, so she does not like him at all. but she has to abide by this promise that her mother made. I mean, she is a kind, nurturing queen, and she's also someone who wants to revive her royal family, and she wants them to have a good name in the queendom. And what are the people going to say if, the old queen made a promise and then Queen Ivy backed out of it? That's not going to look too good. So she is going to carry on with this and have her first child with Michael McCarthy. Oh, I feel bad for her. I'm a little bit heartbroken for her, but I am excited about the fact that we're about to have a royal baby pretty soon. So let me see if we can get like a really quick look at Michael over here. He's got green wings. Okay, let's take a look at him. I don't know, the queen's not interested in him, but he's definitely interested in the queen. Otherwise, why would he have asked, right? Why would he have asked? So let's have a look at him. I feel as though he might have looked attractive in his younger days. But I mean, he's an elder now. He's got he's got olive eyes, but I think they're light olive eyes, like green olive. And then actually, he was one of the Sims that is an adult when you start off playing Dragon Valley, but because it's taken us so long to get our court together, he has turned into an elder. But I think originally he has purple hair. Like, he's got this same pinkish purple hair that I think Lady Morrigan does. So we do have some interesting potential genes for our maybe princess. But if they end up having a boy, we're going to have to work something out because he's got nothing to his name. He's like a homeless Sim. So he's lost everything since, he was in the court with Queen Thistle and he helped defend her. This is when he's decided to step up and the queen's going to do her duty. So let me go to her chambers and unlock it so that they both have access. And then, come on, let's go work this out. They're going to go ahead and try for a baby. Queenie! Okay, she's going to do her duty. Yep. She's not really relishing in this at all whatsoever. She's doing exactly what's needed of her. Plus, she needs an heir anyways. She needs a royal baby anyways. And if this male has decided to step up and help with that, then I don't think the queen is going to wince too much. Okay, Lady Nessie, she's autistic. She's been doing a bunch of paintings, which is fine. Is he coming up? I hope he is. Michael, the queen is ready and everything. No, Michael, don't talk to Lady Nessie. I know she's attractive, okay? I know Lady Nessie is attractive. But you're here for the queen. You're here for the queen, dude. Hold on a second. Okay, he's coming up. He's just taking his sweet time. My goodness. Okay. There we go. I have so much to talk about in a second, guys. But let's get Michael in here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, our hero is using our gauntlet, which makes me really happy. She's using our gauntlet. Okay. We're gonna try and give them some privacy, but not really, because Sims never get privacy when we're playing, right? Oh, Queenie. Queenie, my heart is breaking a little bit. Why do I have to write such tragic stories? I don't know. I love them. I love these tragic stories. Okay. She's doing her bit, and then we'll check in a second to see if she's pregnant or not. At least it'll be a fairy child with sharp ears, guys, which is super important for me. I think everyone in Dragon Valley has sharp ears, so that makes me happy. Okay. And, guys, this was the queen's first woohoo as well. Aww. This was the first woohoo as well. Wasn't even with someone in the castle that she actually likes and is genuinely in love with. Okay. But then again, for the Amazons, a lot of the times, their first woohoo is with, like, one of their mates who is about to father their children and then never be seen again. But at least, a lot of the times they're attracted to the mate or the other way around. Not an elder. Not an elder. Okay, let's check to see if she's pregnant. She is not. Because if you're pregnant, if your sim's pregnant, then you can't enroll in university. That option doesn't come up. So it's the way I used to test. So we're gonna have to go again. Oh, this must be a grueling night for the queen. Queenie. Queenie. Hold on a second, dude. Okay, we'll go again. We'll try again. No, don't start a water balloon fight. No, 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 no. No. No, don't nap either. Is she tired? I think she might be tired. Oh, my bad. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. No, she's fully energized. She has Predator. That's right. She's got Predator in her inventory. So he's helping to keep her energy up, which she needs. And she's helping to keep the queen's hygiene up. Look at Michael. He is so happy. This is like the night of his life right now. My goodness. This is like the night of his life. Okay, the other fairies are kind of wandering around. But yes, guys, I've done a bunch of updates to the castle that I'm so excited to show you all. And there are quite a few older parts to the castle, but like I said, this is going to be a transformation that happens slowly over time. I think it makes it a bit more organic and natural in the game, and also it's not that overwhelming for me if I have like some time to get all this done. Okay, let's check now. She is very tired. Well, not tired, but she wants to go to sleep. She wants this to be over and done with, basically. Yes! Okay, Queen Ivy Verdington is pregnant, guys. So that did it. Now, before you go to sleep... Oh my goodness, it's like almost 2 a.m. Let's see if we can... Okay, we've already tried for a baby, so she's pregnant. That is awesome. But we want to end this. He's tired. Okay. We want to try and end this relationship because it's not something the queen is comfortable with. Like, she's not attracted to him. She doesn't want to be in a relationship with him. She doesn't want to, you know, continue this whatsoever. I mean, he spent a night with the queen, which really is all there is in it for him. Unless she has a boy. But then he's an elder, so we might have to make some other arrangements for the boy. Even if we were to give him somewhere to live, he would like die pretty quick unless we found... We'll probably have to... If it's a son, then we'll have to adopt him out somewhere. But okay, let's see if we can ask to just be friends. There we go. We need to get rid of this romantic interest. He's no longer a romantic interest. He has given the queen whatever it was that he felt she needed, and that's it. Okay, here we go. Obviously, none of the males are going to take well to this. But dude, you walked in here. Let's try not to be mean to each other. You walked in here for whatever reason you wanted. Okay. He's not having it. He's not that happy. See, look, now the queen is saying, I did what my dead mother promised, and that's really all there is to it. So, okay, let's go ahead and lock for everyone but myself. Look, she wants to be friends with him, but I feel like this is kind of like the after effects. I think she wants to be friends with him as a way of acknowledging what he did for her mother and showing appreciation. I don't think it's out of any romantic interest whatsoever. But look, Ivy is bored. Ivy is very bored with him. But okay, hopefully he's gonna go off at some point. Is he gonna sleep over? Dude. Can we ask him to leave? Hold on a second. Let's ask to leave. The queen's gonna ask him to leave. Like, please go. Please go. She's already pregnant. Please go. We'll get him to leave. Come on. There we go. And also, in terms of wing color, the baby is going to inherit the queen's wing color if it is a girl. If it's a boy, when we send him out, we're not going to keep track of, like, what his genes are. Until he comes back into our breeding stock as a future, future fairy. Now that we have that kind of out of the way, let's jump to Lady Morrigan, guys. Oh my goodness. So, this is Lady Morrigan's room, her chambers, where we had the old study. Gone ahead, made it nice and bright and cheery, and transformed it to suit her. You'll also probably notice that Lady Morrigan has wings. What does this mean? What does this mean? Is she a fae now? Well, guys, I want to say a huge thank you to Dragon Wolf Tamer 5 for reminding me that in The Sims 3, alchemy is a separate skill and you don't have to be a witch in order to use it. I was still stuck in Sims 4 mode, where you have to be a spellcaster to go ahead and use the cauldron and do any sort of alchemy. Thankfully in The Sims 3, you don't have to do any of that. So that means our lovely sorceress is now a fairy sorceress. She is not a hybrid. I have gotten rid of her witch life state and turned her into a fairy, a full-blooded fairy, which makes me happy. And this also means that I've gone ahead and adjusted my rules for the Fairy Amazon Challenge and made it completely catered to fairies. And this mainly comes into effect in terms of pregnancies. So previously, the way I had my pregnancies set up is that once you assemble the full court, then your witch gets pregnant first. So that would have been Lady Morrigan, because they have like a shorter lifespan, and then the queen gets pregnant next. But now, with everyone being a fairy, the new pregnancy rule is that the queen gets pregnant first, and then we have the hero, the scholar, the minister, and the sorceress. But then in between all of those sims, the queen gets like another chance to get pregnant, pretty much. So essentially the way it's supposed to go, because our queen gets like much more opportunity to have her daughters than the others do. So the breeding goes queen, hero, queen, philosopher, queen, minister, queen, sorceress. So let me know if that's confusing for you guys, but essentially that's how it's going to work. So I had to get that out of the way. And let's see. Let's go over some of the other adjustments that I've kind of made. So I'm so excited about the things we've added. But guys, we have the Archer's Gauntlet, which I had to get from the Sim store. So I did have to spend some simoleons of my own to acquire this. I thought it came with Dragon Valley, but apparently not. And I really needed it, because if you don't have this for like a fantasy kind of gameplay or a medieval gameplay even, it's really hard to have any sort of hero role or any sort of champion sim, because all the athletic skills require you to pretty much, apart from swimming, all the athletic skills require you to play soccer or rugby or baseball or ride the bronco, something like that, the bull. And they just did not suit. So really this is the only thing that fits into this world, but it is so cool. Have not used it yet. I'm so happy that our hero, Lady Nawala, has gone ahead and autonomously used it. But there's a ton of things you can do. You can practice archery, basic shot, quick shot, challenge shot, extreme shot, and you have like a challenge board as well. Now, since I have acquired this, I'm also going to be making an adjustment to our succession rules. So the way that succession is going to work to make it more interesting and more fun, let me just quickly check the high scores. Okay, nice. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is that our princesses are still going to have to pick an aspiration when they become teens and then complete that aspiration. But once they have completed that aspiration, then they'll kind of be able to challenge the queen. So I am bringing back that aspect from Vampire Amazon of challenging the queen. And how the challenge is going to happen is that once our teen has gone ahead, once our princess has completed the aspiration, then we'll kind of set a date, pick a day, where they'll come with the queen over here, and the queen will go first. She'll basically go through, she'll do the challenge board, she'll go through each of these 4 ones. So basic shot, quick shot, challenge shot, extreme shot. And then that will essentially give us kind of like a score, or that will add scores to the scoreboard depending on how she does, and then we'll get a princess to go through each of those as well. And then we'll essentially add up the scores, and if the princess manages to beat the queen, then she can take the crown. But if she loses and she has a younger sister, then her younger sister will get to challenge the queen, and essentially it'll keep going down the line until we reach the youngest princess, and then it goes back to the first princess. And I like that kind of way of playing a lot better because it adds an element of randomness to who becomes queen. So I do love that, and it doesn't leave the decision entirely up to me to decide who does that. So that means that when we have our heiress, even if she has sisters and her sisters have aspirations they're trying to complete, I'm going to be focusing solely on the heiress. But like if the heiress loses against the queen, then it's her younger sister's turn. So then if her younger sister hasn't completed her aspiration, I'll be focusing on trying to help her complete her aspiration until she's ready to challenge the queen. So that's essentially how it's going to go, guys. Let me know if that's confusing in any way, shape, or form. But I will update my Google documents. You can kind of check all of this out there. And this, guys, over here, hold on a second. I will dive inside in a second. We have a cauldron that I also got from the Sim store. Apparently you can make some fun potions here. That is different from the alchemy station. So that's kind of exciting. And then we have some dominoes outside for when it is not raining. It's a bit sunnier. I just wanted to spruce this place up a little bit, since it did seem a little dead. And I also, while I was kind of updating the castle, I was thinking of things our minister and our philosopher can do. Oh my goodness, we have a lot of bills. But that's fine, because we have so much money. But yeah, I was thinking about what Sparrow can do and what Nessie can do. And as the philosopher, I feel as though Sparrow is going to want to look at the stars and think about, you know, the universe and philosophy. So I've gone ahead and added this really cool, what is this called? Oh my goodness. I'm having a blank, guys. I'm having a blank. But we've got this, which you can look through to see the stars. Telescope. There we go. We've got a telescope. And this really cool looking telescope that fits into this fantasy world for me. This comes with Barnacle Bay, which I also bought when I got Dragon Valley. So there we go. She can kind of use that. And then inside, like I said, guys, I have set up an alchemy station. Oh, this is kind of like the alchemy room over here. So we've got all of these really cool looking pedestals. It looks a tad bit like Atlantis. And I like the idea that Lady Nessie Lakeland has gone ahead and actually pulled these pillars from the lake, the Great Lake that she used to live near. I like to think that there's a whole bunch of like ancient things, because obviously Dragon Valley is really old and we would have had a ton of civilizations kind of rise and fall. And at some point there was some people kind of living in that lake, or maybe that lake wasn't entirely the way it is now. It might have been different, or even if it was, maybe there was kind of like an underwater civilization. And so she's pulled these pillars from that place, and now we're using it here to store our potions. So we have a little alchemy workstation. And then I also got from the Sims shop this really cool, I think it's Raven Dancer Goths spellbook, and you can learn some pretty cool spells. And I thought this would be fun for our fairies, since Morrigan isn't going to be a witch and they won't have access to the magical spells that witches have. I thought this was a cool way for us to get our fairies to use magic, or at least Lady Morrigan. Now some of the others are going to want to use these different things, and that's completely fine, but when we're trying to direct them to do things, we will direct them to go ahead, and we'll direct our sorceress to do that. Also, you guys haven't seen Morrigan's wings, but she's got the swirly shape, the swirly pattern that Lady Nuala does, but she's got dark pink wings, which I feel like suits her so well, and I love it. We also have a magic mirror on this side, and then we just have a chess table over here. But this is essentially the color scheme you see in this room is what I am going to be slowly spreading throughout the castle. Like, this is the color scheme I want for this castle. Like anything that's a common sort of area. I love it. It's bright. It's got like a touch of Atlantis to it, which I feel like is going to be influence coming in from Lady Nessie. And I like that it essentially draws a little bit of something from each of the ladies. Yeah, I feel like everyone's tastes are kind of combined to create this look, and I love it. Okay, so that's what we have going on up here. The next thing I updated really is going down. So if we go down, this is our new kind of study room, a study area, which I've gone ahead and revamped. So we have those same colors that we saw upstairs. We have like bookshelves over here, so our ladies have a public spot they can go and read at. I think right now, or before this, the Queen's Chamber was the only place with a stack of books. So this is a great place for some of our other Sims who like reading and are bookish. I think that's Lady Nessie, yeah, who's a bookworm. They can come here, they can read some books, they can lounge around, relax. And also we have an easel that I thought our philosopher can go ahead and come and paint at. Now Lady Nessie has been using this because she is artistic, but typically I will be directing our philosopher to come here and do some painting and whatnot. And at some point, somewhere, I was going to add some musical instruments here, but I feel like this should be a quiet room. When I do revamp the throne room, maybe we can throw some musical instruments in there, like as part of entertainment. But that is going to be the next room that I deal with, because we will have like the Candy Crown celebration coming at some point, and I want to get that room done before that point. But okay, I am not going to pause anymore. I think those are all the updates currently that I've done to the castle. Let me know what you guys think about it. I'm really, really excited for how things have been going. And let's just dive in for a second and appreciate Lady Morrigan now that she's a fae. Oh, she's such a pretty fairy. I love her so much. She's such a pretty fairy. Also, another cool thing, which I'm excited about in terms of the Queen's pregnancy, is that Where's that dude? Michael McCarthy. He's got this really like pale grayish skin almost. And the Queen has a normal skin tone, and she's got a bit of a tan skin tone. So I'm excited to see whether or not her baby is going to have like a rainbow skin tone, or if the baby is going to have a normal skin tone. If it's a rainbow skin tone, I'll completely keep the way it is. But also, just because the way the rainbow skin tone works, it's not like the normal ones. It's entirely dependent, like, what color the baby's gonna be. Like, the baby might not even have the grayish blue skin tone that Michael does. It's gonna fall somewhere between, like, the Queen's shade and Michael's shade. But depending on what the tone is, the color the baby ends up might be very different, so it's a little bit difficult to explain. But if this child ends up looking a very interesting color, then I'm not going to be entirely surprised. I'll keep whatever it ends up being, and I'll make it work. But I'm excited to see how this is all going to pan out. It's so interesting. Okay, look at these guys. Another thing, guys, I've noticed this so much. I've noticed this like heck. We kind of saw it at the end of the previous episode. But you know how Lady Morrigan is attracted to Lady Sparrow? Like, I think she said that Lady Sparrow is a 10 out of 10 for her. Well, I have not once directed her to talk to Lady Sparrow, and she hasn't had a whim to talk to Lady Sparrow at all. But she's been using every opportunity possible to go and chat Sparrow up. And looking at her relationship panel, look at this. She's already become friends with Sparrow, and I had nothing to do with that. Never, like, not even once have I directed Sparrow to chat with her, or Morrigan to chat with Sparrow, and yet they are friends. So whenever she finds time, she's always approaching Sparrow to become friends, and they're both fairies. They're both fairies, because I pretty much switched her into a fairy as soon as I ended the last episode, because that's when I read the comment. And fairies love playing tricks on each other. Despite that, they have managed to become friends, which is really, really cool. On the other hand, we have Nessie and we have Lady Nuala, who are refusing to become friends, and they have ended up disliking each other. So obviously it's not just the fact that they are fairies, the different personalities are either getting along or clashing in different ways, and I think that is so fun for me. I'm finding that super fascinating, guys. But, okay. I love seeing all my fairies out together, chatting. Now, Nuala hasn't shown any sort of jealousy towards Morrigan. That might be because Sparrow kind of goes away. Look, Morrigan's even following Sparrow into the kitchen. Like, look at that. They're going to eat together. But she's always chatting with Sparrow when Nuala's not in the area. So that's kind of intriguing. What's her feeling about Nuala? Okay, she hasn't chatted with Nuala at all. They've kind of stayed out of each other's hair and out of each other's way. And I like to imagine that that's partly because she has come into the castle already aware of the rivalry and tension between Lady Nessie and Lady Nuala. And as someone who's kind of loyal to Nessie or friends with Nessie, she's not going out of her way to chat Nuala up. So that's kind of interesting. And also, I think, because she wants so badly to be close to Lady Sparrow, she doesn't want to cause any drama, and she doesn't want to get into a nasty situation with Nuala that's going to force her to kind of keep away from Lady Sparrow. So that's really sweet. But look, Sparrow even talks to her on her own. They talk to each other. They get along so well. How do they relate? She's absent-minded, neat perfectionist, natural cook, and a schmoozer. And then Sparrow loves the outdoors, a vehicle enthusiast, a vegetarian, green thumb athletic. They have nothing in common, but for some reason, they're getting along very well. I feel like it's partially because, I think it's Morrigan driving it, and then Sparrow, she's just nice to everyone. She hasn't been mean to anyone. But okay guys, with that said and done, I'm gonna leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.